Nothing.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let
That's
me.
weird. That's suspicious.
Sorry,
I
that was
believe
a
him.
strange thing for me to ask. Where's it not copying? There. Me rubs my hands together.
Stop rubbing, you're gonna chafe.
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah. I am
Hate
actually.
that.
So, I told you guys I had a little interlude for y'all. We didn't do it last week, so let's bring it back. And in a way, I'm happy I waited a week.
Is it?
Let's see. Let's go to here. Has a slide for it. Oh God! So many people here. Be gone! Banish!
Swell echo.
Bite and blast.
Biden blast!
Cacophony of screams.
A tranquil pause settles across those assembled here around this solitary bonfire. Here in the night. The narrator gives himself a brief pause and a drink to go with it. Whew. We cleared through a lot of this story. Man, it's entitled to this drink. Go ahead, says the other one. One of the other three assembled. In the meantime, pardon me. What's that thing you got there? Oh, this? The figure flaunts their cloak. New part of the collection to take back. They give it a ruffle, sending a ripple across it that scatters ashen particles off of it, occluding them even further. They turn to one of their fellows and ask them, "What do you think? You like it?" To which they non-committally shrug. Hmm? Do you think it'll help in the journey, at least? To which the figure decisively nods once. The two of them, mid-conversation, snap their attention elsewhere, cocking their heads as if hearing something. Is that a good thing? Another decisive nod. Can't wait. The other two, in joining them, look to each other a bit confused, but neither of them particularly caring enough to press it. Going back to the prior topic, the third figure, rather fourth, asks in a bored manner, his head resting upon his hands propped up on his knee. What are the goodies, you nab? Just enough. Mind if I ask you a quick question? Sure. Why all them little favors? I figured you'd ask. They're favors owed. And, well, they rub their fingernails against their shirt, examines their fingernails. And, well, I want to set them up for success. Something funny about that? You wouldn't get it. You're too good of a person to get it. Oh, come on now. Gotta make me sound like some paladin or something. Not a paladin. Just a good guy. I got a question right back at you. Alright, shoot. The guy that died. Arnie. Did you have a hand in that? No, I didn't have a hand in it. But I did let it slide. I owed someone ends. I wanted to set him up for success. Smartass. One more question right back at you. Alright, this is getting good. That special eye of yours. What about it? What's it do? I mean, it seems like you've seen all the story already. Is there even any point in me continuing all this? There is. I mean, he hasn't heard it. The silent figure nods once. And the eye doesn't let me just see everything. I'm not omniscient. No. It just lets me, no pun intended, keep my eye on the prize. Ugh. That's a good thing she said no pun intended, huh? I guess. So, break done? Yeah. Let's get back to it, shall we? So, there they were. A crossroad of sorts, a fork in the road. Two ominous figures, one inviting them to leave and one imploring them to stay. When such mysterious forces are inquiring with you on both ends, well, can't help but be a little concerned now, right? Which one of them's right, which one of them's wrong, or are they both wrong in the first place? Well, this is what they end up doing. So, let's still talk about what you guys are doing, huh? So, I assume that Dolly isn't just going to take off into the night like that one Japanese banger song. So I assume you guys are convening about your plan. But correct me if I'm wrong, and you actually do just go sprinting into the be pretty ambitious of you.
No, she's gonna night rain it and just start sprinting.
So sprint.
You know.
Let me change the music. Stop it.
I've been mostly following. Are you guys asking me something? My internet's
Yeah.
still freaking out.
Do you just run off into the night, or do you like reconvene with the others?
Well, she did come back, and that's the only reason she realized that it wanted to invite us out.
Mhm.
So she's last we left off, she's backing towards the door. She's not running out, but she is leaving. And she's offering anyone to come with her, but she wants to go. I will say she probably picks up her stuff. Deathwing's out there, so she's bringing her things with her.
Hawk will hop on Nettlevice and follow.
Jin will just grab it and start trucking.
And so the party splits. Wahaha.
Wow.
Oh God, it was his plan all along.
I mean, I'm not no plan of mine.
As you guys are sort of leaving, I suppose, Caradoc is clearly cloven whether he should stay or leave, but he'll settle for a warning. Dahlia, I don't know why, but my book is warning me against that wolf. Be careful. It's telling me not to follow.
We'll be careful, but I think it's time we figure out what this thing's got for us.
At the mention of you, from you, Caradoc, that the book advises against it. You guys can see out of the corner of your eye Eva's posture change, like, Neither of these are tactically good options to hurt.
This is all bad. What are they doing?
This is all bad. Yeah, this is all bad.
Just like you guys are making really bad decisions, and I can't decide which is worse.
Which is my favorite part of the book. The book is like now you genuinely the good or the bad one.
Well, unless someone's willing to hog-tie Doll, I don't think we're gonna be able to stop her.
I think it's a very
Proceed.
quest investigation, and I think quite the opposite. I'm sure Eva here does too. I'm wondering. Don't tell me you're switching sides. I'm not switching sides. I don't think either of these is wise. But indecision is its own curse. Eva turns to those of you assembling at the door. How far do you think you're going to go?
I think Dahlia looks uncertain at that. I don't know. I assume we wouldn't be taking us far, but
Far enough to get.
my plan right now is just to follow it. Nod.
And no farther, Dahlia.
What if... We're looking at this as if they were two separate options. What if they're the same? How do you reckon? Points at the door. Bait. Points at Caradoc. Or I guess the book. And switch. You know, you're too smart for your own good at times. It's not the point of being smart, Mercer. It's about playing dirty. You're in Eulonia. You really think that... He thinks for a second, definitely and all that shit.
Yeah,
If we're
gives them a
facing-
look like, come on.
If we were facing Eulonians, I would agree, but we're not. We're facing, the best I can approximate is Dullhands. Fuck. He looks at Rilla. Tenkui. At least for us three, you're the one in charge. I will not be the disciple of the voice of Allah by cowering from the night. I want to go follow this wolf. Yeah, I was afraid you'd say that. Alright. He slaps his knees and stands up.
Down again.
Alright. Does like a chamber check on his revolver, puts it away. Off doing it? He just says, looking at Eva. No. You took off on me. Mercer looks at her like, you've been following Aurelia this whole time, and now you're not. Like, he like gives like a suspicious look. I'll be around. Alright. Alright, Pathfinders. Lead the way. Gesturing, holding a hand at you, Dahlia, as the main proxy to the
As
wolf.
the literal pathfinder.
So who's all staying behind?
According to the votes, Caradoc Badger?
Yes.
Kai? I guess Mike's
stick with Caradoc.
Kai, fuck with that.
She'll look back at Caradoc and Badger and say, take care. I don't know what's going on with your book, Caradoc, but hopefully we won't be going far. If you need us, that is.
Are you headed in that direction? He points in the way he thinks you're headed.
Whichever way the wolf went. If that's the right way, then she'll nod. She'll point out whichever way the wolf went.
Southward.
We're heading south.
Okay. If things get messy, I can get Badger out of here quick. But I can't take Badger and Ace.
You saved the dog.
Based Badger.
That plan includes getting you out as well, Caradoc, right?
Yes.
Well, hopefully nothing goes wrong. I'd rather both of y'all, all three of y'all, looks at Ace, get out just fine. If something were to happen, which it won't.
This is a bit of a weird question for me to ask out of nowhere, but how old are you?
Who's he asking?
Dahlia.
21?
Oh, the braveness of youth. You're not that much older. What'd you say?
How old are you?
What did Fox say? I want to know.
I said, is it brave or naivety?
Maybe both. And he points a finger at you, Dahlia. None of your business.
Oh, right, okay, alright, okay,
All right.
my bad, I mistook what we were talking about here.
He taps the side of his temple. That's your naivete, Owen. You give me information for free.
Just scoffs at him.
It is sometimes said that youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah, it is at times. All right, come on, youngsters. He gets a slap from Aurelia.
Come on, kiddos.
He gets a slap from Aurelia, and you guys can see one of her bracer take a very faint pulse, bloom, blue glow. All right, that's tracking the combat data now. What? That wasn't the. He points to the bracelet. It doesn't care. It's tracking your movement. Slap, punch, aiming, shooting, dodging, blocking. It's tracking all that. She slaps him again. Okay, that was just uncalled for. Okay, let's go. Oh, the technology in the wild, and you didn't see that coming.
We never leave Aurelia ever.
She certainly has or shares her sister's wit. Except she's teasing about it as opposed to maliciously tactical about it.
There's a difference.
So, you guys you're going out in the woods.
Yeah.
Woods.
Into
Following
the
a
woods?
wolf.
What a normal thing.
Actual wolf, child.
Certainly nothing bad will happen.
No, not at all.
Nothing bad will happen.
I don't even know why you bring that up. That's so.
I just want to reassure everyone, that's all.
So that's what that was for. I see.
I don't know how I'm gonna use that at work, but I'm gonna use it some way where I'm like everything will be totally fine. I just want
We'll
to
hit our
reassure-
deadlines.
We'll hit our deadlines, and that person that's always out will come back. Yeah, I'm just reassuring. Haha. All right, I already know how I'm gonna use it. Perfect, thank you. All right, let's start with the staying crew. Because I feel like your guys' stuff might be the more dynamic of. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I have the gut feeling that it will be the more dynamic one, but we'll see how right or wrong I am. So, the other crew, the Wolf team, my old FPS shooter, if I recall correctly, Wolf team departs, leaving you two plus Ace, plus Kai and Morrison. Thumbs up. A good amount of time passes. Nothing happens. You guys aren't assaulted or anything like that. The place doesn't blow up or something kooky or crazy like that. No, hours pass. And let me go some music here. Just to bust out like boss music or something. No. That'd be silly.
Would it though?
Maybe not. That's fair. Trying to recall what I used in that other time. I found too much new music. I can't find my. Damn it! Sufferings from success. Alright, fuck it. I think we just use this one. Okay. Yeah, I think it was this one. So, time goes on. Hours pass. The fire's light grows dimmer, rekindled every now and again with fresh tinder and logs. And then you hear it. One bell toll. Then a second. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, and then 13th.
Oh no.
The world around you two begins dimming. Don't worry, this is a slow and reverb everyone. We should be safe. The world dims, the furniture and what you could see outside, the verdancy outside, loses a bit of its luster and its coloration. Not utterly so. Things don't become monochrome, worry not. And different this time, the world doesn't deconstruct around you. Whereas before, at the Vestal Grove Chapel, those consecrated grounds, you guys had the walls around you sunder and trees and things like that take their place. But here, well, the tree is already there. Can the two of you make me a perception check? To you, Badger, you can have Ace give you advantage, or he can roll separately with his own advantage. Either one.
You know what? I'll take the advantage.
Fair enough.
I'll take
Ooh,
it before.
Pretty good, yeah. So 18? That's pretty good, yeah. 24 with the guidance there. Something which perhaps isn't the hardest thing, but just by how weird and discordant and dissonant it is, that's what I guess adds this ethereal air of difficulty to it. But you managed to discern the bell. It's louder here. Like proximally louder. Whereas you heard the echoes of it way down south, days travel away. Here, you can discern it is distinctly louder. Albeit, the ghostly echo it carries with it does sort of make it a bit difficult as to discern like where it is and things like that, but you are able to pick it up. You two are, well, three, I can't forget Ace, are in the woodsman's hovel, and you guys note Morrison and Kai are there. They are not moving. Not dead. Freeze framed. It does. Even the fire is frozen in place. Then you guys hear a knock at the door. Alec, can you hit that knock sound effect? Can you hit that? No, I want the other one.
He BRB'd.
No, that was...
God damn
What's
it.
the other one?
Thank you for the knock sound effect. So yeah, you guys hear a knock at the door.
Should we answer that?
No, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay. I'll be right beside you.
Thank you, Patch.
Badger will be ready.
I go and open the door.
You go and open the door and see. Actually, I'm going to make this token bigger for you guys to see. A man dressed like this. As you open up the door, his head is looking down, and at the illumination revealed, he lifts his face, and you guys can see his eyes, in a manner similar to barely see his eyes past the brim. Caradoc, thank you for opening the door.
Under normal circumstances, I would greet you with a well met, but I'm not so sure.
Understandable. But I didn't make all this way to be held up at the door. Might I come in?
Step aside and gesture.
He enters in, his hands behind his back. He walks around, examining the place, eyeing it up as he enters in. He looks at you, Badger, and gives you a curt nod of acknowledgement and greeting. You guys can hear Ace quietly growling at him, though.
Badger will give him a nod back.
I don't have long. And I'm sure you both have evenings to attend to during this witching hour. So, let us be brief, straightforward, blunt. He says as he goes over the table, and not to the dining table where you guys are actually really low, but like the office table that the woodsman had at his study. And he takes a seat there, crosses his legs, interlocks his fingers, and puts them on his highest knee. I know who both of you are, Caradoc, Badger, and Ace. You may call me the Apostate. A pleasure.
Greetings, Apostate.
The pleasure is mine. I have been told, I have learned, I have seen that you are in your own investigations to the truth of things. Is that correct?
Yes, I suppose.
No matter how nasty the truths may be. After all, you did just come out from your own little wall over your eyes.
That's precisely because of.
I see. Well, then my offer is thusly. I can and am ready and willing to offer you the truth. The absolute, unredacted, undiluted truth. More than that, I offer you redemption. Or redemption perhaps not something not from me, but from yourself. Anna, her name was. Correct?
He sort of takes a stumbling step back. Yes.
This truth I offer you is not a shortcut. No, certainly not. I wouldn't. If I were able to offer it, I wouldn't. No, not a shortcut, not fast, not a cheated bargain. No. The truth I offer you, it will be the foundation of knowledge for you to pursue yourself. Does that sound amenable to you?
It does. I do, however, have two questions.
Ask them.
In exchange for what? And why?
In exchange for what? Nothing. I know that sounds so too good a bargain to be true. He puts a hand on his chest. Trust me, I am thoroughly familiar. Perhaps the why might explain things. Once upon a time, I was similar, not the same as you, but in some respects, he holds out a hand towards you. We are the same. A power granted to us not solely through study, nor piety, but by our very blood. I wanted to know more about my bloodline. I wanted to see how it intermingled and interacted with the arcane and the natural, and other forces. Thus, earning me my oh-so-affectionate title. I would like you not to follow my same experiments. That would be, how to say, a forced result, a biased sample. No. But I'm wanting to offer you the tools to begin your own pursuits. And what you learn, I will learn. Not about you solely, but about myself as well. We are different. But by how much? We have our shared traits. But by how much? I would like to know it all. And of course, I'm sure Deathwing or the other apostles would badger, no pun intended to you, sir, would badger me, harry me, hound me about me making some offer to you all, or to you specifically, about changing sides, about joining us. But I am quite fond of my position as the state, and I imagine if I were to extend an offer, I would be working myself out of the job, as it were. So, I shan't be doing that. Though the offer is there to you, as much as I am reticent in offering it, as well as to that of your ally.
Meaningless offer at this point. I'm not interested.
Excellent. Then, when the time comes, should I be amongst the ones to face off against you and yours, I will be non-lethal in my assault. For you, at least. As I said, I want to know where you'll go.
Can I extend that grace to one other person?
I promise nothing, but I am curious as to whom you would extend it to.
Takes out the book, writes a name, I'll send it to you.
No,
Understood.
I'm afraid not.
Closes the book.
The grace, the protection of such diplomacy, I'm sorry to say, has already been misproven by one of your cohorts, so I don't imagine I would get much more on that matter in extending it a second time. So, no. I do implore you, though, as a peer, not even for some grand quest, some storybook tale, nothing like that. I do implore you to leave. As I said, I will strike you non-lethally. And I'm sure if the Mouser hears me say that, she'll go out to hunt you down specifically to spite me. And that's nothing to say on Deathwing's own naturally lethal capabilities. So, I implore you to leave. to take the knowledge I grant upon you and make of it what you will. Make a new life. Or perhaps two.
When he says or perhaps two, can I insight that? Because that seems...
Sure.
What does he
Sure.
mean?
Sure. 22. He means exactly that. You can go make a new life for yourself and maybe bring someone back from their end of term.
Oh.
And before you go thinking that I make such an offer to many, I don't. I'm not some warlock's patronage. Once upon a time, I knew one of yours. One of your lineage. I believe, he thinks for a moment, he would have been your great uncle. He had lost his friend, if I recall, right? And went on a harried search for where your blessed lineage began. Wondering, why did your powers stop there at healing? Why not more? I'm sorry to say that I was not the man I was then when I met your great uncle. But I doubt it would have mattered. Your uncle seemed a rather determined man. Stubborn, perhaps you might say.
Family tree.
Unwilling... Well, let's see how far you've fallen from the tree. He was very unwilling to entertain other fonts of knowledge. You've taken some steps out of Eulonia now at this point. You've seen a taste, a glimpse of what the world has to offer, how different other magics and religions fare. I assure you, Eulonian wisdoms are not the only way to live your life, nor to practice magic. Again, I didn't have any capability to offer such at the time, but your great uncle would have refuted me anyways. He went mad in search of the truth. And he never did find any answers. He begins to stand up. So, I implore you to deeply consider my offer. And look to your ancestor. He begins walking towards the door. Look to your ancestor to see how far your stubbornness and piety will get you. At the end of that holy trail you so determinedly want to follow, there is only madness and failure. I don't claim to be the most sane of individuals, but at least I have success on my path. But if you want to repeat history and not learn from it, be my guest. I don't need an answer now. Entering it into your book will suffice. But I do look forward to hearing from you. Or, I suppose, reading from you. Gentlemen and Hound, have a good night. It has been a pleasure conversing. He looks over to you, Badger, and my apologies, I've not anything for you, but I assure you, someone will reach out to you in due time.
That's pretty ominous. Thank you for stopping by, I guess.
The pleasure is mine. He opens up the door and begins leaving and
Before
stops.
you leave,
Yes.
you don't happen to have a penchant for blue lipstick, do you?
Lipstick? Why would I? Let me guess.
No reason.
You've acquired the scent of the broker, perhaps. They are rather fond of cosmetic products. Certainly more than all the rest of us put together.
I will think about what you've said.
Then allow me to add another item. Another thing to put on your plate for your food for thought. We are making these offers to you when we don't have to. Surely the runaway has attested that there are people worth saving here in your loading. And I don't doubt that. I don't. But I also do find it quite annoying that you are all standing in the way. You're all standing in the way of progress and, well, it is making my specific job a bit harder. More than a bit harder. So, I will reiterate. Not the offer to you, but to all of you. The same offer the runaway had posited on you. Leave. There are machinations here at play that not even Deathwing is aware. Or rather, he is aware of and doesn't care. You might stop Deathwing. Maybe. I wouldn't put money on it, but maybe. But stopping the grander things at play, that, I know, is impossible. And Deathwing rolls up into those grander machinations, so rethink what you're signing on for. Have a good night, you two. Grr. 3. And he closes the door. 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And there goeth the witching hour. Leaving you two not alone, because now Morrison and Kai are moving again. Unaware entirely that any of that conversation happened, although the two of them are thrown off that you guys instantaneously move up. So,
Excuse me for a moment, Morrison, Kai. Go outside. I need
How
some
did-
fresh air.
how did you
You don't want to know.
I'm gonna go with him for just a moment.
All right. You guys head outside to the nice, cool autumnal night air in the dark. The only beacon of light of campfire, warm bonfire light in a
Small note.
otherwise silent forest.
I leave my book in the house as I step outside.
Maybe not as small a note as you might think, or maybe it is. I don't know.
Badger,
Yeah. What do you need, man?
I I am a trusting person.
That-
But
Yeah, that's true.
But with this, I do not trust myself. What should I do?
You know, man, I really don't know. I'm not the best person to be asking about this. But I say don't do it, because I mean, that's just some evil shit you're gonna be getting into. Really want to make a deal with him, and you know, we can find the truth together as a group, all of us. We got you.
He did say that there is perspective, truth in magic and thought from outside of Eulonia. Okay. He looks at you, looks at Badger. Ace looks at you. Fine. I'll trust that. I'll trust.
Good. Good.
I've needed that book, Badger. Like you.
Sorry, you cut out on that part. What did you say?
I've needed that book, Badger.
Uh,
Badly.
I- Hmm.